And we're back. All right, continuing on with our horror list omania. Horror list omania. 15. All right,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Gibbs. All right, Gary Gibbs.
If I didn't smoke, I would have a singing voice. I'm just putting that out there. Some other ones I got on here. We just talked about Audition. We talked about MF Madness. Just catching you guys up. Phantasm, Fright Night.
I saw The Devil, a great Asian horror film.
What was that?
I saw The Devil, one of my favorite Asian horrors. Good movie.
Someone did tell me about that.
Oh, it's Korean. I'll definitely check it out.
Absolutely wonderful serial killer.
Did you ever see Joint Security Area? It's not a horror film.
No.
Okay. It's, we'll talk about that after the show because it's not a horror film. I have on here, and I have this one specifically, because in my opinion, it's the best one out of the franchise. Okay. And again, I'm a huge slash movie fan. Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Crispin Glover.
And the
famous dance scene.
Yes. Which was not originally that song that was playing. It was an AC/DC song they couldn't get the rights to, so they went with that other song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that kept me busy for so long.
That's the only movie that Jason... Wow.
I was researching miscellaneous Friday the 13th facts.
That's one of the only movies that Jason makes a noise.
Yeah.
With his mouth.
Yep. It's right when she splits him in the hand, right?
Yes, because the guy who played Jason was actually a trained actor.
Yeah, Ted White.
He's good.
Yeah, he knows his Friday 13th.
Slasher movies is what...
Look at his shirt.
Yeah, slasher movies is what I do.
That's the listeners. He's wearing a Friday 13th shirt.
So I think that it's Part 4 because he runs in it. He sets up the whole Corey Feldman killing him at the end. There's just so many great death scenes in it. Die! Tommy! You know, it's just perfect. It's a perfect Jason film. I absolutely adore that movie.
And you know, Jason has the power of like teleportation.
Yeah.
He can be two places at once. Even in the remake, with Derek Mears played it.
Yes, when Derek Mears played, the thing I loved about the remake though was they showed it. They showed like his underground mine system with the bells. So when you ran through one part, you would hear the bell, and that's where I'm going.
How did he know how to set up a whole outdoor alarm system?
Well, Jason, it's pretty simple. After Jason supposedly drowned in the lake, he actually, when he washed up on the other side of Camp Crystal Lake, which is why they can never find him, which is why his shack is on the other side, is on that one side of the lake, is because he lived in a growing up state of social Darwinism, where he saw animals killing each other, and he had to learn to outsmart the said animals of the wilderness and hunt them down for food. I mean, as we can tell at that moment in time, we go with the same theory that dead things cannot grow. So Jason never really dies in the lake as a child. He grows up with this man with this hydrocephalic head, living in a constant state of social Darwinism, where it's survival of the fittest at all times. And right when he's about to come to terms, he's hunting, he's doing something, he's on the shoreline that night, he watches his mother get executed, decapitated. And also, now let's backtrack a little bit. Let's think about Friday the 13th Part 1. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go off on a rant here. Stay with us. Now, let's go back to Friday the 13th Part 1 for a second. How is little Miss Betsy Palmer, Pamela Voorhees, able to throw these bodies through windows? She can't. But her son, with the freakish strength for living in constant state of social Darwinism and his hydrocephalic head with his burlap sack over it, can. So he is helping her throw the bodies. He sees her get decapitated, hence why he is able to hunt down, I believe her name is Alice, down to her house and kill her there. He has a tracking ability, the hunting ability. These are all things he learned in the wilderness. So it's not out of the realm that he could set up a system that would allow him to maneuver throughout the state.
He's smart enough to grow weed.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have a plot device. And, so that's how the kids keep going there. But yeah. I could go on with Jason all day long.
Well, Michael Myers learned how to drive in a mental institution.
That is the one thing that they never, that just irks me about Halloween. Don't get me wrong, Halloween is the granddaddy of all slash movies. I have it on the list as actually my number one. But it's...
All right, we don't give any spoilers.
Oh yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but the whole, that driving scene is just maybe sit around here, gave him lessons. Down a Pleasant classic. Had to pay a child support payment, I think.
I shot him 6 times after he paid for his classes of driving school.
You should have told us. You should have locked him up. I told everybody. You guys just didn't listen. I told you he was biding his time. So yeah, Halloween, another great, and even you could even put Halloween 3 as a great horror movie.
I love that. That shouldn't have been called Halloween.
No, it should just be called Season of the Witch.
Yes.
And it would make
Yeah,
complete
yeah,
sense. You have this
No, it
poor
wouldn't
guy.
even make complete sense because Season of the Witch.
But I can,
Death Mask.
I can at least sit down and if you were like, Tony, tell me about Halloween 3, I could lay out the
Death
plot for
Mask.
you. Death Mask. I like that
good.
though, yeah.
Just make a special
John.
cover for it. Make a special cover for it, just our Blu-rays.
But yes, the Halloween franchise is definitely another one that's up there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Poor Gunner.
Yeah, he just recently passed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard a couple things that at the end, the very end, when he's waving his doohickey around.
The
that,
Chainsaw Cha-Cha?
The Chainsaw Cha-Cha.
You almost hit somebody.
Chainsaw Cha-Cha was completely, and get this, I know it's hard to believe, it's improvised.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a
I
choreographer.
that.
I know some people said there was a choreographer who came in and showed him exactly what to do.
No, he
improvised that whole thing.
He was miserable and hot and sweaty,
Yeah.
as was the whole cast.
Oh,
I heard it was a miserable shoot.
They were talking about how it felt like they were in a camp, like a POW camp, the way with the conditions and all like the meats and the effects and everything
Yeah.
else like that, just being in that room shooting that scene.
I think Hooper also said that that at some point when the family is going psycho, that they kind of went off script with it or something,
Yeah.
and they went off for a while, and he kept it rolling because they were slowly all going into psychosis, like they were all just going crazy from being on set and being in that state.
I did a movie. The movie we were talking about, I think it was off tape, but with Lloyd Kaufman, called "Killing the 4th of July" by a guy named J.D. Lifshitz, who produced the film about the girl who became a zombie through a venereal disease.
I know nothing of this.
Yeah, the movie never saw
Follow.
It
Follow?
Follow.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome.
Oh,
Different
right.
story.
That might have been the one that you said you think was awesome, that I was like,
Oh, that was a great movie. But it was 4:00 in the morning, and I was there since the day before,
Right.
that morning
Oh, wow.
before. We didn't get to my scene where I had to kill this. I was a creepy carnival owner, and I had to kill this cop who was interrogating me, and it came off beautifully on film because people saw it and said, "Dude, you look twisted." I was like, no, it was 4:00 in the freaking morning, and I still had to drive back to Jersey from Long Island.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I must have looked so twisted. So yeah, if they look demented on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I get it. I get it.
They're waiting for cut. They want craft services.
I also have down here, we've probably gone over 10 already, but let's just keep going. The Omen.
Oh man, classic.
Omen.
No one of my
This is for you,
favorites.
Damien.
Yes. Yeah. Now, the Omen remake
Gabriel
was...
Liller got his head cut off. See, he always plays a villain. The one time he plays a good guy, he gets his head cut off.
Yeah, and he was great in My Best Friend's a Vampire.
I don't know that one. Is that Kristen Ritter and Alicia Silverstone?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. No, My Best Friend's a Vampire is a story of a guy, Odo from Deep Space Nine, isn't it?
Oh, I'm off. I'm way off.
Okay. But, yeah, this guy, he becomes what was her name? She was she was she was a MILF back when this movie came out. Blonde hair, I forget her name.
Sybil Danning?
No! But
didn't
kind of
think
look
so.
like Sybil Danning. I love Howling Part 2.
Sally
There's a Sybil
Kellerman?
Danning. No, that's like...
Sybil Danning was in Halloween Part 2.
Howling.
Oh, Howling.
Howling. Howling Part 2. Wolf Orgy.
Accent.
Yes. The Northeast Philly accent. I also have on here The Thing.
Great movie.
Yeah, great horror movie. Great sci-fi movie.
That's one of Kurt Russell and John Carpenter's best.
And it's also part of a trilogy. Did you know this?
No.
Okay. The Thing is the first part of John Carpenter's what he calls the Apocalypse trilogy.
Prince of Darkness?
Yes. And what's the other one?
Excuse me. I don't know.
In the Mouth of Madness.
Really?
Yes. It's the end of the world. They all adapt to Sutter Kane's mindset.
With David Warner,
Yes.
whose best role was Evil in Time Bandits.
Oh
Yeah, I love Time.
And he played Jack the Ripper in Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell.
I saw Time Bandits on mushrooms. That was a good time.
As you should.
Time Bandits was a great movie.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it since. It's not, I don't have
Yeah,
a lot of
it is.
I know it's
very
rad.
fun. Such a fun film. You can watch
John
it.
Cleese's Robin Hood.
It's like a lazy Sunday movie. You can put it on at any
Yes.
time and just sit back and enjoy it.
No, so yeah. I mean, do you guys have any things I left out? Like, do you have any of your
I've
own?
got a couple of my favorites personally. You know, these are my favorites. These aren't films that I would say technically are great films or considered, you know, excellent films. These are just my favorites because I watched them a lot growing up. One would have to be Tremors. I love Tremors. If that's considered horror, which
Did
it
you
is.
see the new one?
No, I haven't. With Tremors Kennedy, I have not seen it.
Michael Gross.
But I know Kevin Bacon
is
is supposedly bringing Tremors to the small screen, and he's going to be in it.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's. But that's the thing that keeps popping up.
He
on my
was in
Facebook
it.
feed.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
No,
going to do a mini series or something.
Oh, really?
And he's going to be in it. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
on small
rumor right now.
screen,
Yeah,
yes.
on a small screen. so.
TV.
Yeah, hopefully
I've
that
heard of
happens,
this.
like a Netflix series or something like that.
No way, that's awesome.
So,
By the way, this is completely off topic, but I just want to throw this out there. If you have Netflix and it's on their rotation this time, it's when I first had Netflix. I watched it all and it was completely amazing. Quantum Leap, check it out. Wholesome TV, kids. Anyway, continue.
so yeah, Tremors. I always loved Tremors as a child. I even wrote a film that's kind of Tremors-ish because of my love of Tremors and the Graboids. All right, so next
Well,
one.
I got to tell you, Michael Gross. I even put it in this book here that I'm here promoting.
Yes.
You're really reading.
we were going to
this
get
book.
to. It's-
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But on how Michael Gross drinking his own pee really topped James Franco drinking his own pee in 127 hours. I found Michael Gross's performance in Tremors 5 better.
Okay. All
Wait,
right.
there's a Tremors 5?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix with Jamie Kennedy and Michael Gross.
Tremors,
Yeah.
Tremors 2.
And it's not Tremors in space. That's
It
what I'm
wasn't
writing.
nominated for anything.
Ah, that's why it fell off my radar.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
What else you got there?
Another one of my favorites growing up is the Blob remake with Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon.
Yeah, very fun film.
Yeah.
Just so just a
Shawnee
lot
Smith.
of fun. Yeah, it's cheesy,
Yeah,
it's
she's in
corny,
that.
cheesy and corny, and that's what I love about horror. Some of my favorite horror films are cheesy and corny.
You know where the original took place? The
Oh yeah,
theater scene,
Phoenixville. Yeah,
Phoenixville.
I've been there. I shot a segment over there with the actual guy who owns the Blob. I got to touch the
Who owns the Blob?
the original Blob. I got to touch it and put it on my finger and spray my finger with sanitizer after that. It's just kind of slimy. But
Really?
Yeah.
You went to his house?
No, we met at the Phoenix
Bukkake party?
the what is it? Phoenixville? Is that what it is? Phoenixville, the theater,
The Colonial
Theater. Yeah, I was working for Center City Film and Video at the time, and we were shooting a special that was going to air on the Comcast On Demand, and so that was it. We shot like a whole Blob special, and it's really good. I can look it up online and hopefully find it, and then I'll put the link in the description for this video here, so you guys can also check it out as well.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, I love the Blob. I love the original, but the remake
shit
even
out of
more.
me when I was young, just because you can stop it.
Yeah.
And now with global warming happening, which pisses me off because I had this idea for years. Now they're remaking it with Samuel Jackson, but the Blob has been contained in the North Pole. But now global warming, it's going to thaw out and destroy us all. I've not heard any of the presidential candidates mention this as a problem.
Hey, real Donald Trump. Get on that.
Real Donald Trump?
That's his Twitter handle.
Oh.
a couple other real quick ones I want to mention. These are just my favorite growing up. The Gate. I love The Gate.
Yeah, Steve.
Will Patton?
Stephen Dorff.
What am I thinking?
The Gate.
The Gates.
Yeah, it's a child. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember
Will
that?
Patton.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Will Patton, possibly. You see the father?
Will Patton's young.
Oh, he could have played his brother,
The
possibly.
second story.
Stephen Dorff is the main character, though.
That's right, Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, that was his first film, I believe.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of the Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't he the kid with that metal album they play backwards?
Yeah. Well, another one of my favorites. I think you mentioned this. Well, we talked about Ash vs. Evil Dead, but Evil Dead 2, because
that's
it's kind of like
well, that was like what
quintessential.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is based on.
Yeah,
They
it's
keep
based on that.
referring
So
back to that.
kind of yeah. And then Child's Play. I love Child's Play. The original. Growing up as a child,
Quote
that
Dee Snider.
My
still,
Buddy
it's
doll.
It's over.
And I was born in we were born in '82,
Yeah.
and the My Buddy doll came out when we were young. And I had a cousin who I would constantly would be babysat with, who had a My Buddy doll. And when Child's Play came out, and of course we saw it as children, I think we were then, well, I definitely did not want to be around my cousin anymore with that doll being around. So that Child's Play did that. One last one before we cut to our next commercial break. And this, me and you talked about earlier, and you kind of like, well, I'm going to say Blood Diner. And
Yeah.
that's
Shoot,
that's an honorable mention.
Diner, I haven't seen that in years.
That's an honorable mention. But then the last one I want to mention is the Night of the Living Dead remake with Tom
Savini, yeah.
I really love this film. It's one of my favorite films. I love the
Falling
original.
off the balcony.
But I love
So-
because I love the effects.
We've gone over some horror films. Darren gave us some. Jason gave us some. We come back. We're going to get to know our guest today, Mr. Jason Pollock. This is the Night Train Effect.